with Homeschool and Life, and today's video is going to be linked up on the playlist that Abby from Rooted in Rest and Jessica from the Waldock Way host. And Lauren and I really love their link ups. Like, it's really fun. The topic that they post once a month that all homeschool YouTubers can jump on, and so it's really exciting to do that. So we're grateful for that, and we just love watching what everybody else is doing, and so we are going to participate in that today. And so their topic this month is planning. And so I was like, oh, how fun, because like after December I have to come back in here and like replan for the semester. And so I'm really excited. So I'm just gonna kind of take you through my planning process of what I'm doing, and hopefully it helps you or encourages you or gives you an idea, and that's what I'm gonna do. But I do want to say I did watch Abby's her planning video. I actually listened to it, and she did all about her meal planning for the month. Abby, if you watch this, I'm super impressed. Like, that was very awesome. Like, I was so impressed that she even planned her breakfasts and snacks for the month, and I'm sure that would be like super helpful in her family. And I was actually going to grab some of the recipes that she talked about that I had never tried. So anyways, I thought it was really cool. But my planning is going to be more taking you through the process of moving out of December back into school. So as you know, Lauren and I both did like Christmas school in December, so it's been really since November since we've done like our normal routine. And so usually during like each week, I plan each weekend for the next week, and usually it does not take me very long, but the beginning of the month, anytime a month changes over, always takes me a long time, and then going from after Christmas break takes me a long time, because for us after Christmas break is kind of like a reset as well. So after Christmas break is a time where I like really take some time, or during Christmas break, coming off that, think about what worked last semester, what didn't work last semester, what I want to change, because I like do things by semester. And so it's not just getting back into the school routine for me. It's like almost like a new school year, even though we're still finishing up all of our same curriculum. So when I walk through my planning, the first thing I do is our group subjects. And so our group subjects are going to be, it's our history, our science, our book basket, and our read alouds. So we're, from our videos earlier in the year, we did do not grass history is what we're doing, but we're kind of just, Lauren and I both, because we do it together, or we do the same stuff so we can do our co-ops together and projects together. We're about to get into World War I, the 20s, World War II, all those things. So she actually came over and we kind of started there, and we talked through kind of how long we wanted to spend on each time period, so that both of us in our own personal homeschools with our personal kids, we could plan like our projects or what we wanted to do. So that's where I start whenever I am going back to the planning, probably because our read alouds or any movie that we watch comes, like, I base it around usually our history. So that's where I first start. And so since we're going to be doing World War I, the 20s, and World War II, kind of in order, and we kind of both talked about how much we want to spend on each time, then I went to my books. And so I went through and I planned, I'm going to do 3 different ones for three different ages, you might say, my kids are. So I've picked a read aloud, and I'm not going to have everybody sit in on the read aloud. If they want to, they can, but they don't have to. And so I picked Miracles on Maple Hill. I've never read this book. I've seen mixed reviews. Some people love it, some people hate it. So I guess after we read it, I'll let you know. But this is going to be my read aloud just because of the time period it is. And then my son is going to read the Little Britches book because of the time period. And so what in my planning for World War I, or that's where we're about to start, is I planned my daughter's read aloud, because she's my oldest, and she's the one who we're already counting credits and things like that. And so in my planning, one change that I'm going to make from this semester compared to last semester is I am going to read some of the books with her. I've kind of learned from my mistake, which I guess that's the best way to learn. Last semester, I had her read The Scarlet Letter. She's very capable and she's able, but like it wasn't fun. She didn't have anybody to discuss it with. I mean, I've read it, but I wasn't reading it, so I would always be like, now what did she do? I forgot, you know, and so it wasn't good discussion, and I could tell she didn't really enjoy that. So in our planning, Lauren and I are both, because our daughters are about the same age, we picked 3 books in our planning session we had this week, and we're going to read them with our kids, and we're going to have like a book club almost at the end where we, you know, have dinner or coffee and we discuss. And so that's one change I'm making in my planning. So the first one we're going to read is The Nightingale. And we're going to do The Hiding Place, and we're going to do How to Kill a Mockingbird. So pretty excited about those. So that's where I started. History in my read alouds. And then from there, in my planning, Lauren and I we went through and we ordered extra books that we needed or wanted to go with our history. And so that's where I start. And then the second thing would be for my planning is our science. So I sit down and we're doing a new science this time, which I could do another video about this if you guys are interested. But we're going to do health and the human mind. So I just got it in the mail a few days ago, because I got it over Christmas break. And so I've sat down, and homeschool planners do not work for me. I don't know if they work for you, but I do not like them. Well, I buy them every year because I think they're pretty. I should not buy them because I do not use them. I'm a notebook girl. So I went down and I've written down all the supplies that we need for our science for the first week, because my kids love it, and basically what makes me not do it sometimes is because I never have the supplies. So I've written down the supplies I need, and I'm going to do that over the weekend and grab those. So I've done history, then I do science. I'm pretty excited about it. I think they'll really like that as a group one. And so then on my planning, the next thing I do is my book basket, because we like to change our book basket. I don't know how often, every month maybe, or when we finish up something. And so I've collected so many resources that are really fun to have in a book basket, and I can't do them all. Like it would just take too long. One of Lauren's tips in one of our videos, and I'll link it down here, was about, you know, sometimes just keep things simple and short. And so I've gathered all my book basket supplies, and I've kind of picked out like things that for sure go with our history that I want to do. And we can do a whole separate video on what is in our book basket, but that's just my next step in planning, like what we want to do. And I've used, let me show you, because I'm working on it. I do these folders for book basket where I put in anything we're wanting to memorize, maybe if we're doing a hymn study in our book basket time, maybe some sort of map or anything like that, because I just want to be able to grab it from our book basket. So that's my next step in planning. Book basket is probably my favorite, because you get to, sometimes there's interesting stuff you want to do, but there's not really a place for it in your curriculum or in your, you know, core subjects. And so I can just add it in here, and it's not something that we have to do every day. So right now I'm picking their book, what's going to go in here. I'm actually going to ask my kids. I haven't decided what we're going to do for scripture memorization yet, because we've done different things. We've done where we memorize like large passages, like whole chapters, and it takes us a long time. And so it's always fun when we are doing our family Bible reading, and they're like, oh, we memorized that last year. You know, they can't recall it, but like to memory, but once you're reading it, they're like, oh, we knew this. Or sometimes we just do whatever my youngest is having to memorize in Sunday school. We just do that as a family during book basket just to help him. So I'm going to ask them what they like, and I'm going to finish up these folders. But so that's my next step. So after I do my history, my science, and my book basket, and I've got everybody's, I guess, like our group subjects together, then I move into planning their individual stuff. And so how I do it is I told you I've got my notebook here, and I write down what we need. And I shared this in one of my videos. This is kind of what I'm using for a planner, for homeschool planner. It's real simple. It's just got the days of the week. There's no lines. I just jot it down really messy what we're going to do. Like Monday I wrote down, you know, Nervous System Science Project, World War I pre and post maps for countries. Like just some of the stuff that I want to do. And there's like a little spot over here just to jot down notes. I don't use this all the time, but I usually do coming off a break while I'm still working on getting back into our routine. So, and I know that planning this stuff, like it helps it get done. So that's kind of that. And like when I first start planning, there's stuff everywhere. I found some cool little books that I want to add to our book basket, so I'm pretty excited about it. And then as we're doing them, if the kids aren't really interested in it and like their eyes are glazed over, it's not a big deal because I've got plenty to choose from, and we'll just go from something else. So that's part of my planning. And then I keep my computer out, and I've got Amazon and thrift books up, and I'm going ahead and Googling all the books we want, and I'm putting them in my cart, and I'm going ahead and getting them for that. And then sometimes there's things that you need links for, and so I go ahead and I make a document with the links of something I might want to remember. Like if it's a cool project I found or a cool movie list or something like that that I don't necessarily want to write down a whole bunch of, I just keep it on a document. So that's kind of my planning process there. And I had a piece of paper out here. I was going to show you. Oh, here it is. Sorry. See, I am right in the middle of my planning. So, and also, if anybody's interested, I could do another video explaining more of this, but I update all of my kids' checklists at semester of what all they need to do each day. And I kind of look at it and I'm like, oh, he finished that. We don't need to do that anymore. And go ahead and get those updated for my planning. But speaking of planning, I do want to share my planner with you. I probably should have done it at the beginning, and kind of how I organize things. It is my favorite planner. I recommend this planner to everybody, especially if you do more, than just homeschool. Like, because I said the homeschool planners don't really work for me. Like, I need everything in one spot. I picked a planner like this up a long time ago at, I don't even remember what store, and then I could never find it the next year. And so I looked on the back and I figured out the company, and I was ordering it from that company in, where was it? Los Angeles for several years, because I think I've been using this, oh goodness, it feels like 10 years, but I don't know for sure. But now it's real easy. You can get it on Amazon. I'm going to tell you why I like this planner and how I use it. And I'll just go to the one where you don't have to see everything I'm written down. So first, it has, the month. I don't know if you can see this. It has the month spread. Actually, maybe I should I'm going to do a video like showing you why I like it. Okay, so I thought I would take the camera off the tripod and show you why I love this planner. And it is the best one for my brain. I know it's not for everybody's brain, but let me see if I can show you. Okay, so this is why I like it. First off, you've got your month spread, and then where you can jot down, the kids' practices, or it's going out of focus, sorry. There you go, kids' practices or whatever you got going on. And I just went to a month later in the year that I don't have stuff written down yet. And then at the beginning of every page, there's a monthly notes page. And this is where on my planner, like I've already wrote down in January, like for homeschool, because I use it for life, mainly my life planner, but I put my monthly notes in here, like if I'm doing something for homeschool, like a certain project, a certain field trip, or just monthly notes I want to remember personally, like a good brain dump here for each page. And then this is my favorite feature. So each week has a spread with your days right here and then lists right here. So what I don't like about most planners is they're only this. And I don't like that. Because I don't necessarily do, it doesn't always stay in the box for me on doing certain things each day. So this is where I write my weekly to-do list. And I put it in my categories of, what I have to do for my business, what I need to do for homeschool, what I need to do for life. And this is whatever these headings are, I just kind of ignore them. And this is my brain list of things to do. And I can show you in my other one. And, I cross things out when I get them done. And then over here, where I'd write down some specific things, if I'm going to try to do this on this day or whatever. And that really works for me. And so then, sometimes I'll paper clip it up here. Is that right? Paper clip? Yeah. So then you turn the page for the next week. So every Sunday night. every Sunday night I sit down and whatever I didn't get done the week before, I'm not one of those people who can completely get my to-do list done every week. I've read things where people say like, oh, don't carry your to-do list over. If you do, you have too much to do. Well, I can't help it. Whatever doesn't get done, like I go ahead and I transfer it over to this side and make my new list of things to do for the week, and I just start at it again and like that. And so I really recommend this planner. It is so great. And I always have my to-do list in one spot rather than, you know, a whole lot of different notebooks laying around the house. And my kids know that, like, this is Mama's planner and she needs it, things like that. Again, I don't like to do it digitally because I don't like reading on the screen. And here's another part I like. I probably already got stuff written on it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to see. These are my notes. There, I'll try to get to a blank one. In the back of this planner, there is, it says take note, and there's like 4, sorry, I don't know how to make this not go in and out of focus. If any of you guys know, you can tell me, and I'll, you know, appreciate it. I'll try to quit moving. How about that? It says take note, and then this is where I transfer my notes from the end of the years. Like, sorry, I don't know how to make this up. Big things that I want to remember, things that are very important to me. So these go in the back of the book. Hang on, I'll just stop and start talking to you. I'm sorry about that. I could not figure out how to make it quit going out of focus. So, and so then like I said, I do my take notes, and then there's like some pockets in the back for some things. Like, so last year, I remember I turned to October, and at the very beginning of the month page, I had written something in my planner like the year before for the next year. And it was like, call somebody and remind them to do this. Like, it was like a gift idea I had or something. So anyways, just the way this planner is laid out works for my brain, and I'm able to use it for homeschool, not my homeschool planning, but like homeschool things to do go in here as well. And I can go get my other one and show you some examples, but more like my brain dump, and I carry it around and need it. And then if it's like more in-depth specific homeschool, it goes in there. And then weekly. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really not. This is my main one that I keep, and so it's awesome. So there you go. That is why I really like this planner, and I'm able to use it. So I do recommend this, and I'll put the link down there if you like it. And so I don't know if this helped you or not, but that's just kind of the process of my planning. Start with the group subjects, and do the read alouds, pick your movies and big projects that you want to do, and then I'll let it all trickle into the individual kid stuff. And so as far as individual kids, I have written down a list of maybe something they're lacking in, something extra we need to work on, and just kind of how I'm going to do that. For example, one of my goals, is kind of getting all over the place, sorry. One of my goals is to incorporate more games. I have a hands-on learner, and you know, just with math, factoring, and all the things, trying to do more fun. So not necessarily that everything has to be fun, but like just to come up with some more game type stuff. So that I'm like very task oriented, and I can just do things and check them off my list, but I have one child that's not how they work. And so it takes a little bit of extra planning on my part to be more creative, to come up with stuff, or to plan and find resources. And so that's what I am spending some time planning now, is some math games. Something else I'm doing different this semester is in writing. So if you've watched any of our other videos, you know that I am a IW. Like, I really, really like it. But my daughter is going to do the Young Writers Workshop thing. If any of you guys have ever done it, you can leave me in the comments. Like, did you love it? Did your kid love it? But I guess it starts here in January. And so we're going to do that writing for a week for her. So that's a new plan. And I am also for writing for everybody. I think we're going to take a big pause from our IW, the regular keyword outlines, summaries, writing your paper, putting the dress ups in, everything like that. And I think we're going to do research papers tailored to each kid's age. So obviously some will be shorter and longer and easier than others. I just think we're getting to a really good time period in history where there's like lots of resources and things that you can do to do some kind of paper on something you're interested in. And so that's a new plan in my planning that I'm doing. I am making a list of possible topics. They don't have to use those topics, but just to give them some ideas. And on Monday, when we start school back, they're going to get to kind of choose, and we're going to walk through that process a little bit slowly. So I hope that's helpful. I like seeing how other people plan and what their process is of, you know, gathering the resources and things like that. If you have any questions, we'd love to hear them. We like chatting with you. If you like this video or content at all, we would love for you to subscribe and just follow along here and just join in mine and Lauren's both our homeschool journey. And we will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.